Recording. So today is July 23rd. My name is Sergey Savastuk. I have a PhD in applied mathematics. I used to teach at Santa Clara University here in the Silicon Valley. I started a few companies, got good exits. Now I am starting this company called Tickeron, which focuses on artificial intelligence, natural language generation processing for investors like you. So today I'm going to be talking about the fundamental analysis in the plain English. A lot of people don't understand fundamental analysis because it's complicated. I'm going to tell you that it is simpler with our company, okay? Tickeron. So what is the difference between Tickeron and a lot of other companies? The difference is we are SEC registered. What it means SEC registered? It means we're on the guidelines, what we can say, what we cannot say from SEC and FINRA. And that means that we cannot say pretty much any BS which you can get from companies which are not registered. Here's an example. Online Trading Academy being sued by Federal Trade Commission for misleading consumers. They've been charging $50,000 per course and then providing all kinds of information where people lost a lot of money. Now they're being sued. Why? Because this company was not SEC registered, okay? So how to find whether or not the company is registered? You have to go to their either general information or legal part of the website. This is for the betterment, as you can see, SEC registered, and you have to find this form ADV part 2. If you find that form, then the company is registered. If not, it is not. And then you can get any claims you want, you can get any testimonies you want, because this information is not controlled by any means, okay? So let's start. Why AI algorithms and how we combine fundamental analysis with AI algorithms? We do that because 75% of global trade is handled by computers, by algorithms. Some people say it's already 90%. And if you are not in this crowd of people who are using the algorithms, you kind of going to end up to the groups of this type of people. For instance, 170,000 Robinhood millennials got stuck in her stock spiral. So the stock kept going down and the people kept buying this stock. 170,000 people ended up in this group, okay? And obviously you don't want to do that. You really want to find those stocks which are going up if you want to buy, and if you want to sell short, you want to find those which are going down. And that's the goal of the algorithms, okay? So today I'm going to be talking about the fundamental analysis with AI, and you will see that it is much easier to use our interpretation of a fundamental analysis than anything else, okay? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to briefly tell you what is a trading plan is. I will tell you important thing, which is which we use, the odds of trading success. And if you don't know them, it's better not to trade. And then I will show some proprietary stuff, how we analyze the groups. So then I will give you a pretty brief analysis, a fundamental analysis and introduction. Then I will show you how it works with the iScreener. Then I will show you a very sophisticated way to find the groups which are going up or down, okay? And then I will show you how to create watch lists and scanners as soon as you know the group you want to trade, okay? So let's start. very briefly, you might know this stuff, but you might not know. So you can buy, if you trend up and you continue it, you bet on the fact that the trend is going to continue. Some people like to buy on a dip. Some people like to buy on the breakouts. This is applicable for the pattern trades. And some people like trend reversal, where most people lose the money. Okay. Why? Because when trend is going down, it typically goes down. That's the whole point of the trend going down. To find this particular point is very dangerous. Most people, 90% of people, losing money right at this moment. Okay. If you want to sell short, it's trend continued on the dip, on the breakout, and reversal. People trying to find this particular point when, for instance, Tesla goes up and they believe it's going to go down. They buy puts here, or they sell short, and the stock goes up. Okay. There are a lot of reasons why it is dangerous, and I don't recommend to try to find these particular points. Okay. So what are the odds of success, okay, and how to find them? Let's assume you come up with a plan trading on the dip, right? So you say, okay, that's the kind of the way you're going to trade for the particular stock. Okay, you're going to go past to the history, let's say 1 month, 3, 5 months ago, find the similar cases, and then say, okay, oh, it went up, success, it went down, failure, it went up, success, and went up, success. And that means 3 out of 4, there was a 75% of success in the past, okay? And it is very important information, even though there is a chances it's not gonna work out, but you know now how it worked out before, right? So that means odds of success are the percentage of outcomes which confirm successful trade signals in the past, okay? That's the important thing we've been using. That's actually one more difference between our website and any other. What is the difference? We do backtesting or pre-calculation of these odds of success every night when you sleep. Our computer is working, calculating millions of the different strategies and then presenting them with odds of success. When you click, it's already pre-calculated. You do not need to create a strategy and backtest. So this thing is called backtesting. The results we call as a we call odds of success. Okay, that's terminology I'm going to use in this presentation. So now, what we do on this side, it's important. We do not provide guidance for the long term. We provide for the short term. Like in this half pipe presentation, you see the same guy kind of goes up, jumps, jumps, jumps. And then we don't want to trade here. We don't want to trade here. We want to trade right here when there's enough of inertia to jump up. Okay. So that means we find enough of a force to jump, take a profit, and get right back. Okay. So how we do that? We do in a lot of different ways. We train our neural networks. We look for the groups. And why we look for the groups? Because if you look at the herd, and let's say it is your stock right in the middle of that, if the herd moves left or right, your stock is going to go to the same direction. There is no other way it's going to go to the completely different direction. It's hard. So if you know how to find this group, then you already have a part of your success if you know how to find it, okay? But the problem is it takes a lot of computing power to find these groups and a lot of computing power to identify the movements of the groups. That's what we do, okay? So let me show you our website. And this is after login. And what we have, this is a homepage. It's a homepage must remind you Facebook page, a web version of a Facebook. This is a news feed. As you can see, you can get the news similar to the Facebook, but they are being generated by AI. As you can see, we use all kinds of indicators, technical indicators, fundamental indicators, and also provide you right here odds of uptrend or downtrend. How we do that? If you read this news, as you can see, there were 63 similar cases with the stochastic signal. So if you don't know about stochastic, then you can click right here. So you don't need to go hell of a lot. So we know this is oversold zone, this is overbought. If you're crossing this line, then it goes up. And I have a webcast actually last week kind of explaining some of that stuff. And what we do, we use this indicator, stochastic. We did calculation overnight, and then we found that, you see, this stock is leaving over sold zone. You see, every time was leaving over sold zone. Right here, it goes up. Right here, it goes up. And this is again goes up, okay? China Southern Airlines Company, it looks like might jump and then maybe go right back, but that's exactly where the momentum could be found. So as you can see, 63 similar cases were found. You see, in a normal website, you would see 1, 2, 3, 4, but we went way back to the history, found similar cases, 63, and then discovered that 51 of them were pretty much exactly how it worked out, right? How the stochastic signal showed that's worked, and then only 19 cases went to the different direction. So you already know your odds of success before you trade, just on one indicator, okay? Okay, so we're still on one page, right? And as you can see, there's a lot of other different analysis we provide here. I don't see here Mattel. Okay. Let's take any company. Either from here you can click and get to analysis of every single company, or you can click it here. Okay. So what do you want? Okay. So let's say Fiat. Okay. So just clicking here, and then I see very brief information. You see, price is 10, change for today was small, 16 billion valuation. I can make a paper trade, so that means I can buy and actually have a record that I make a bet, or you can vote and see what the community thinks about that. 8 days until the earnings. You see, in one click, you have a lot of information. Now, let's see, we're going to get more information about this company. And I will orient you here because that's important page for every single stock where you're going to find a lot of interesting things, okay? So as you can see, industry is motor vehicles, Fiat, okay? This is a scorecard, okay? What the scorecard does, it shows you all kinds of indicators together, and our conclusion from analysis is a buy, okay? So you can view that here, as you can see different indicators, and then you can see here what? View headlines. Clicking here, you're gonna see what's going on with the Fiat right away, okay? It's on the same page, it just jumped, okay? You can vote, you can share on a Facebook, you can make a paper trade, and it is a buy. The way you do it, you click here, you see it's a Fiat, and then you can click buy, and then so market closed. It is recorded, I kind of like it, and it's going to be recorded. I will show you that later, how the paper trade works, just a little bit later, okay? So let's continue about the groups, okay? I'm going to focus on groups and analysis. So here's actually quite a lot of information, but I will go slowly here. You see, this is the groups. What's going on here, we collected all groups which somewhat related to Fiat, okay, Chrysler Fiat, okay. And this is a highly correlated group only. We even don't know what it is, what is inside, but we're going to find out. Some components, it belongs to Europe group, right? Cars, Harit stocks, correlation is not so good. We're not going to use it, okay? But these are the highly correlated. And then what I can do is click here. And every time you see this blue ribbon, it means I'm going to move from one module to another. How many tickets? 9, okay? So I can create portfolio. I can move it to the screener. I can do hell of a lot and also move to our premium products, which find trends, patterns, and all kinds of stuff. But that's the topics of other presentations. We have videos. But if I want to look at all of them in the screener, I can click here. And now I'm going to see all these stocks with the scorecards. Each, you see, it's kind of keep thinking. And now I see all these 9 right here. And you see it arrived to the scorecard, sorted by cell. And that's the way a group looks like, okay? Is that a strong group? I don't think so, but it's a matter of presentation, okay? So now, it's important that these highly correlated stocks, they kind of move as a herd, and they don't show really a good, they don't show any trend. So in order to see the trend, you can do like that. You can come here. I gonna go to see all of these scorecards all together, okay? Let's see what AI thinks about this particular group, okay? So these are the same 9 stocks. Scorecard is buy, okay? And then there is some analysis. As you can see, this shows us buyers and sellers. The likelihood of group moving up is only 51%. It's pretty weak, as I said. And now you analyze every single position in this group. They sell. Some of them are going to be buy. Okay. You see buy, sell. General Motors buy. Okay. Ford strong buy. So it's a mix. It's not a strong buy group, but that's giving us some indication what is inside of that group. Okay. Let's move on. So in order to read more about this Chrysler Fiat FCAU, you get to this article, okay? That's where we're giving you all the explanation how we analyze. So for instance, let's look at the technical analysis. Momentum indicator, 73% chances is gonna go up. Our own indicator also up. So what we can do is, if we want to find out what's the momentum, again, read about the momentum indicator right here, okay? In just one click and you can read. You don't need to go anywhere just to read. But we're going to continue and then look at the fundamental analysis, okay, of this particular stock. And let's now deep into this part, okay? But before doing so, what I'm going to do is to show you what is a fundamental analysis not in plain English, okay? So I'm going to click here. This is a classical fundamentals for each stock in this group, right? Harley Davidson, General Motors, Ford. As you can see that you have to be really knowledgeable in fundamentals. And that's what scares a lot of people. You have to understand the effects of P ratio, that's price per earning ratio. This is a cash per share. You have to understand how this parameter affects the company performance. You have to understand what is a beta. Then earnings per share. This is the reporting, okay? Return on equity. Do you know how to use return on equity? I don't think so. Total debt. Total debt you could understand. And as you can see, this is only fraction of the fundamentals you can find in another screener, and you really have no knowledge of what to do, right? Okay, here's the thing, that if we go here, then we introduced what? The ratings. So we took a group of these companies, and what is the group? The group is motor vehicles. So we now rate the companies inside of this group, whether or not they're green or red or gray. So from 1 to 100, we rate them. 1 is good, 100 is worst, okay? The 1 is best. So 3, what is the 3? P, growth rating. P, it is price and earnings growth rating. So what it means that earnings growth are really good. So that means if you look at the group and compare this particular stock with the group, then the rating is 3. Okay, so you see, it's enough to know number 3 rather know exactly what are the earnings. So we did the pre-calculations and compared that and discovered that it's pretty good. Okay, you need to know that's a green, and then the first third between 100 and 1 is between 1 and 100 is a green. Okay, now SMR, it is a sales margin and return on equity. So you have equity inside of the company, also kind of complicated concept, and it describes the business model. What are the sales, what are the margin, what are the returns? So we combine that into one rating and compare this company with other companies. It turns out that's 9. It's not bad, okay? So it's not a bad company. Overall, on a longer term, it's not bad. But not everything is green, but not red, okay? So you see some of the red. We'll get there, okay? So here, Tickeron price growth. How the price growing comparing with others? 46. So that means it's kind of average, right? Between 1 and 100. Then valuation rating, whether or not the company is undervalued, overvalued, or like fair valued. When it is 50, that means it's somewhat what we're writing here, fair valued in the industry, right? So that means it's okay. It's not a big deal. Gray doesn't mean hello a lot. But look how many parameters we included into this number 56. So it's a price per book ratio. We know that number, right? So with this is the industry. This is a PE ratio, okay? Then we compare with the group. So we've made all these calculations in advance and then presented them to you in the form of 56, okay? Now, let's look at another rating, which is the profit versus risk rating. What it means? It means, okay, it's kind of a risk and return rating. And what it means, it's pretty bad, okay? So what it means there are companies much better where you take the risk and get better return. So that means it fluctuates, and let's look to confirm that at least 1 year chart. So what do we see? You see, there's a lot of ups and downs. Is that the huge return? I don't think so, okay? So that's what it shows, that instead of analyzing this chart with all other charts in the industry, we just say, nah, kind of not the best performing company. So this is the analysis, okay? So I showed you this, and then from this blue, you always can transfer this list to anywhere in our website, okay? So now, there is some interesting stuff, and some people do so-called Paratrading, and this gives us a really interesting conclusion. So for instance, you see Hog. Hog, it is Harley Davidson, and this company Fiat Chrysler, 96% correlated. Ford and Chrysler also well correlated. And as you can see, the way people trade pairs is that, you see, this today lost almost 1%. Ford grew almost 2%. It's not a huge difference, but if they're highly correlated, then they're supposed to be kind of mimicking each other. Like, for instance, you see General Motors and Fiat, right? This Chrysler, 92%, the same almost. But you see these two, I mean, like Ford and General Motors also highly correlated. And you see they grew kind of together. But this one went down. So that means you can buy this one and sell, for instance, Ford. Why? Because they're supposed to be grow together. Okay, but that's another topic of paratrading, and I'm going to be making another maybe seminar for that. Okay, another webcast. Okay, now let's look at the following. Okay, so let's see where we are. Okay, so I showed this, I showed you a little bit of that introduction. I just made it. Okay, AI screener. Okay, so let's go to the AI screener. Okay, what I'm gonna do is to show you the best feature which you're never gonna find anywhere else. That's for sure. Okay, so you go to the screen home. Okay. And now you're going to see the group trends. This is the tab. This is a performance of industries. Okay. They give you something, but they give you analysis of only industries, but I'll show you more. Okay. So it's a group trends. The way it is organized, as you can see, is follows. We can have groups: industry, theme, and indices. Okay. So let's click and select industries and themes. Themes are different from industries because industry is somewhat related, like motor vehicles, airlines, but themes are different. For instance, it could be not necessarily industry, like for instance, China. It's industry, no, it's a theme because there could be anything in China stocks or let's say European stocks. That's not industry, right? It is a theme. Or let's say COVID, this coronavirus, it's not industry, it is a theme, okay? So now you know difference between theme and the industry. Now, let's see how we can view that, okay? First of all, you see the growth of every single industry or theme right here for 1 day, 1 week, month, quarter, 6 months, and 1 year. Okay, so what strikes here? Let's say, boom, food, major, diversified, 11 stocks. You see, if you would have invested, then you would have never lost in pretty much any of these intervals. Wow, isn't it amazing? And it is a strong buy, okay? This is outlooks for 30 and 7 days analysis. And what is important, it gives you immediately recommendations inside of that group. It says that 27% strong buys, 55% of these companies are just buy, 9 is hold, and only 9%, it's percentage-wise, only sell. It's pretty good industry, right? Why? Because in these days, people sitting at home, eating well, and doing just great, okay? So how many groups I have here? 593 groups, okay? And they are created by all kinds of means, as I said, industry or theme. Let's try to find something interesting, okay? The way I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna take strong buys. So strong buys companies at top 1/3, okay? So that means I'm gonna take a strong buys. You see, this is a column now, all strong buys. How many have 8? Oh, okay, cool. So then I'm gonna click here and sort it by buy. So as you can see, I found 78% of this strong buys, 22. It's nothing to hold, sell, and then recycling. Wow. Did you know that you could have made money in recycling? Did anybody tell you that? Look, at the entire interval, except like 6 months, you could have lost only 4%, but any other intervals, you've been doing big great, right? Did you know that? I don't think so. Look at the next one, forest products, industry, okay? So that was a theme, recycling. There's no such industry, but we created a theme, recycling, forest products. Wow, look, it is 44% for a year, 8%, 6 months, 66% within a quarter is still strong buy. 80% of strong buys inside of this industry and 20% just buys, zero others. Isn't it amazing that we found this? And did you find this type of idea that forest products are doing so well? I don't think so. What is interesting that you can ask yourself later why it's going on, right? You can say, okay, people sitting at home using a lot of toilet paper. I'm kind of joking, but you remember the problems with the toilet paper, right? And the forest products are those. So that means the people buying for their houses and the forest products doing well, right? What else? Okay, let's look. Water utilities, okay? Railroads doing well, okay? 80% of strong buys and then 20% only sells, okay? Heaters, okay? So if you want to find others, let's say I'm gonna take second, third, so that means there's gonna be strong buys between 34% to 66. I have 113 groups, okay, and themes. And then if I sort it here, I get the best, okay, major chemicals, okay, all kinds of tools, detection, residential stocks doing well. Let's look at which groups perform well within 1 week, okay? Boom, medical distributors, boom, okay. Look how good it is. So why medical distributors? Because it's a coronavirus, guys. Okay, did you know these 7 stocks? I don't think so. And you see how well it performs, okay? 43% of the strong buys and a 57% buys out of 7 stock and 000. Boom. You would be making money just doing nothing if you knew that type of mechanism of finding what? Finding your herd, okay? That's the important thing. If you know your herd, you know really well, you're gonna do really well if you know what you're doing, okay? Precious metals, okay? Industry, 36 stocks, strong buy, okay? Now, let's assume you look at these weak performers, right? And you can say, okay, what I'm gonna do? Okay, here's some dips showed up within 1 day, right? And maybe I can pick it up. That's how your strategy buying on a dip would work, right? So it's going up, there's a dip, and continue go down, go up, right? Why? Because the entire group is a strong buy. Okay. So how to analyze every single stock right here? Now we're gonna move to details. Medical distributors. You click here, you selected one group, you can select more and move them where? You move to the same screener. Look at these stocks now individually, okay? Let's analyze them individually and see what's going on. So it kind of collects all the data. Now what we see, all the stocks, okay? Yeah, you see all the stocks here. And these are your fundamentals, okay? Which you have no clue about, I bet, right? But our fundamental analysis gives you what? Gives you all the parameters you need to look from fundamental perspective. If you want to look from technical perspective, here it is. So let me tell you briefly, I'm going to go back to the fundamental analysis. So what it means There's a MACD, right? So, oops. Yeah, sorry. If you don't know about MACD, you can click it right here and read about MACD, okay? It's about technical analysis, right? If you really want to find out about fundamental analysis, okay? So you can read about that right here, Outlook ratings, okay? You can read what it is in plain English, valuation, okay? That's how we calculate valuation. Let's look at the undervalued stock. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sort by undervalued. You see, oops, how I ended up here. I think it's kind of jumped. Yeah, I think I kind of switched to another screen. So let me do it again. I'm here to go to the screener, okay? So if you remember, we started from medical devices, okay? And it's collecting all the data, and then we will see all the fundamental analysis for the medical devices. You see, these are all these stocks. These are the medical devices. Look at their performance. They're doing really well, okay? Now, if I sort that, then these two, Cardinal Health and Amerisource Virgin, they are undervalued companies. So that means they have a really a good from fundamental analysis. You don't need to know what is the calculated. We just kind of give you the answer. Some overvalued companies, Herbalife, for instance, okay? There are some other reds, but it's not that kind of important. What you do, you're trying to find best on the face score, okay? So for instance, here, so you can get best, like for instance, this ABC and OMI, they have a good combination of a fundamental analysis score, okay? Then, when you look at this picture overall, then you can look at their scorecards, okay? So as you can see, this is a fundamental analysis score, TA score, and then these are the AI calculations, short term for a week, for a month, okay? Then what I would say out of all this analysis, I like this one, I like this one, I like this one, and all of them kind of look green everywhere, right? And they're strong buy. Oh, by the way, this you see, AI says buy, and this is a strong buy correlation. So that means these are really good three companies: ABC, Herbalife, and Cardinal Health, right? So what I can do is to create a watch list. Okay, how I'm going to create a watch list? You see, I click. I have 3 out of 7, and I'm going to create a watch list. I'm clicking here. Okay, and then I'm going to add here the new watch list. So today is 07 23rd 20 bullish. Okay, so enter. And that way I created a watch list. If I'm gonna come tomorrow and wanna trade them, I'm gonna do the following. I'm just for the sake of coming over tomorrow, I'm refreshing my page. So that way I'm refreshing my lists, my watch lists, okay? And what I'm gonna do is to click here, my watch lists, download the watch list 23, right? And then 0723 bullish. Okay, click here. And now I have my watch list, which I created like yesterday, meaning I'm coming that tomorrow, right? And then now I can look at this fundamental analysis, a technical analysis. See, well, it's not bad, right? All the fundamentals and earnings and dividends here also. before you trade, you always have to check earnings calendar and see how soon they're going to be reporting. So they're going to be reporting pretty much together in about a couple of weeks, right? August 4th. And everything on the fingers of tips of your fingers, right? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this and then move it to the scanner. So if I would be trading that tomorrow, I move it to the scanner and then see how they would be doing intraday, and then decide buy or not buy intraday. Right here is going to give me a performance from the moment I click that button. If I come, let's say in the morning, I click and then I'm going to see how well these are performing. Okay. So what also I'm going to do, I'm also going to send this to the paper trades. Okay. As you can see, again, 3. I'm going to trade them as a group. I'm going to buy that, and then I'm done for today in a sense that every time I finish my presentation, I kind of show the paper trades. And actually, I'm trading just simply making these presentations on the fly and see how I perform. Let's look over the quarter, okay? So over the quarter, I'm making this type of presentations. And as you can see, I've made the quarter on a paper trade, 51,000. Each trade is 10,000. So what we do, we recording this. So it was a down. It's not bad for 16 positions, only 4,000 down. But as you can see, there's a lot of closed trades, which I closed when a few days ago, right? These are the closed trades, okay? So I'm closing them. And look at the quarter, my overall performance. So it looks like that average duration is 8 days. It's kind of swing trading. Average profit 700, average loss 600. And my guessing game is not bad. I'm winning 80% of the time, just making demonstration for you guys, okay? So the way I'm doing that, just in front of your eyes, I'm showing you how it can be done. Short position 66%, the Sharpe ratio 5, which is great. Maximum open positions 42. Annualized return 112%, which is pretty good. And important thing is that these two numbers, profit versus loss, and I'm kind of good because my guessing game is pretty good. Okay, so that ends this presentation. And as I said, you guys can type now questions, and I'm gonna, while you type in these questions, I have a few minutes. I will preview some of the stuff we're going to be releasing in a week or two. Okay, these are AI robots. So these are my performance. As you can see, this is a paper trades of my performance, personal, right? Actually, soon we're going to make it in such a way that you're just going to be able to get access to my personal performance. But that's in the future. In the meantime, we're going to do the following. We have a lot of premium products for trading. So for instance, patterns, trends, intraday patterns. We have portfolios. But what we did, we combined them and asked robots to trade, okay? So if I go here, and that's a preview, it's not available for sale yet, okay? And some of them just being tested, and I'll show you some of them are gonna go for sale. Let's say, for instance, RTP based on real-time patterns. We're gonna click here and see how those robots are performing, okay? So it is within 1 month, it made 22,000, okay? So let's say within 1 quarter, I don't know how long it's been trading, 91,000. You see, this is this consistent gains, okay? So if we continue the same way, it is a 250,000 annualized return, gains on about 2%, loss 1%, Sharpe ratio 8, which is outstanding. And as you can see, these are the all closed trades. The way you can, you see, this is just robot trading based on our own calculations. So what you're going to do, you're going to be able to take these open trades and just copy them. Like for instance, it is a sell, right? So if I want to copy that, I will click it open, similar position, and it went, and then it sells short, right? So if I go back to my paper trade, I'm supposed to have 4 pending positions. Let's see, 5. Maybe I did something. Oh, yeah, I did from news. Okay, let's look. So you see, this is a group I bought. Okay, if you remember this one from Robot CVX, right? And if you remember, was the one buy from the news. I did a buy, and one sell short, right? It's gonna be at opening bell. We will see how it performs. So that means I'm gonna have more positions to brag about, okay? So anyway, I'm gonna be finishing my presentation. If you don't have questions, you always are gonna be able to find this webcast on our page for the webcasts or on YouTube. I already showed you YouTube, okay? So guys, the last call for the questions. You don't have them. Then that's good. Although I like when there are a lot of questions, okay? Anyway, let's close that presentation, and then good luck of using this on your trading, okay? So I'm gonna stop sharing, and then I'm going to finish this, okay? Thank you and goodbye.